sewage affecting public health and shutting down beaches in the South Bay. I'll tell you what county leaders are promising today.
A long-awaited hearing today in federal court in a class action lawsuit seeking major changes to San Diego County jails.
It's San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. What's coming up next, Harvey?
After a painful childhood, a special needs teacher is celebrating inclusivity with her book,
Pinky the Monster.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
We begin tonight with a major development in the years-long effort to address the South Bay's sewage crisis, as EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin and environmental leaders from Mexico signed an agreement that aims to put an end to sewage flowing from Mexico into the U.S. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. This deal would require both the U.S. and Mexico to fast-track infrastructure projects on both sides of the border. The EPA will also release funding to fix key pump stations. And in exchange, Mexico has agreed to fund 2 projects this year that, when finished, will divert about 10 million gallons of sewage daily from flowing into the Tijuana River and Pacific Ocean. That development comes as county leaders are taking steps to cut through the red tape.
CBS 8's Brian White takes a closer look at a 30-day action plan being considered by the Board of Supervisors, along with other actions the board is taking tonight.
Yeah, these yellow signs by the Imperial Beach Pier have been up for more than 1,300 consecutive days. That's more than 3.5 years this beach has been closed.
It's very depressing because I used to always bring my children here when they were young, and now my grandkids don't get to experience it.
You can't swim or go surfing. I can't watch people go surfing.
Stories like theirs are why County Supervisor Paloma Aguirre says the time for talk is over. Just 2 days into her new role, she gathered county leaders for an emergency meeting.
The top health agency of the land, which is us, the county, needs to do a lot more.
They're moving on a 30-day action plan. This includes expanding health impact tracking by collecting more data from hospitals and clinics. And they're installing more warning signage in recreational areas to alert hikers, bikers, and families of potential exposure. Plus, pollution monitoring will be expanded to include volatile organic compounds and heavy metals.
Unless we eliminate the major source of pollution, which is the river, we won't see relief.
Aguirre says new findings show it's not just sewage, it's also industrial waste entering the Tijuana River from factories across the border.
There are assembly plants discharging or dumping chemicals, heavy metals, and other very concerning toxics into the river.
While long-term federal upgrades to wastewater plants are in the works, Aguirre says that alone won't solve the entire crisis at the source.
It's heartbreaking because a lot of these families can't afford to move even if they wanted to, and they're spending all of their income on either air filtration systems or visits to the doctor, so it's devastating.
County staff will provide a public progress report in 30 days. Until then, Imperial Beach remains closed and South Bay residents continue to wait for meaningful relief. Brian White, CBS 8.
Thanks, Brian. Firefighters took quick action to stop a fire in southeastern San Diego today, which began just before noon off La Posta Road in Campo. Within 90 minutes, it grew to 20 acres, but about a half an hour after that, firefighters had stopped those flames from spreading. No structures were damaged, and fortunately no injuries reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals strikes down California's law requiring background checks for ammunition purchases, calling it unconstitutional.
The ruling upholds a San Diego federal judge's decision and represents a major victory for gun rights groups who sued the state over the law. The court found the requirement violates Second Amendment rights and is not consistent with historical firearm regulations. California Attorney General Rob Bonta is likely to appeal the decision, but for now, that law cannot be enforced.
State Superintendent Tony Thurmond was in San Diego today visiting the Chula Vista Elementary School District. He started his day at Valley Vista Elementary School in Bonita, where he applauded their improvements in literacy and decreased absenteeism, while encouraging students, teachers, and staff to continue working toward their goals. His visit comes during some obstacles school districts are facing right now. Among them, the Trump administration withholding $1 billion in grant money from California schools, funds which have already been approved by Congress.
School districts have made staffing decisions
on the expectation that those dollars would have arrived on July the 1st. And so every day without those funds is a threat to the success of these districts. Without those dollars, a lot of programs will get canceled. Staff will get laid off. They'll go without training and without access to equipment.
The state has filed a lawsuit to release the grant money. Thurman said he fears Trump's threats to abolish the Department of Education could make the situation even worse, though he vowed to continue fighting for our kids. The San Diego Convention Center looks like another universe right now.
Day one of Comic-Con and all of its creative pop culture chaos is here. We sent CBS 8's Alex Cheney downtown to check it all out. And a new spin on Batman caught his attention. Alex joins us live in costume. Alex, how's it out there right now?
Is he in costume? Or
he is.
Oh,
no, he actually is. I know he looks like that usually, but.
No,
I'm joking. We know who he is.
It's called cosplay, Carlo. Yeah, no, I just wake up and look like this. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is my very first Comic-Con, and wow, it is absolutely incredible. We're kind of at First and Main Street right now, where you can see just some of the setups that they have here. We got a big Paramount, we've got some toys, we got figurines, we got comics all around this place, and also a very creative new spin on Batman you're going to be able to see this fall. From detailed costumes, toys, and experiences, Comic-Con is back in San Diego this weekend. The floor features some fan favorites, including the new Fantastic Four movie, Pokemon, and Funko Pop toys. The cosplayers are bringing it all out this weekend. How long did it take you to put all this together?
This took over half a year to make, that's for sure.
We also got a chance to talk to the cast and crew of Aztec Batman Clash of Empires. It's a new take on Batman that follows the history of the Aztec Empire.
They take the factual story of the Aztec Empire and the invasion by the Spanish, and they set it as the backdrop for an origin story for Batman and for Joker, who is a high priest in the film, and who's an advisor to Montezuma.
The story follows young Batman, whose family is killed by Spanish conquistadors.
To be in front of the situation, the political situation that we live in now, is through our proud. We are proud of where we come from and who we are, and mix that with the best detective in the world, that it's Batman. It's the right time and it is the right moment.
The two main actors who play Batman and the Joker say this version of the story is more important now than ever, bringing Latino representation to a popular comic book hero. And Aztec Batman is going to drop on September 18th, and you can see that on HBO Max. Comic-Con, absolutely incredible this year. It's going to be around all the way through the weekend on Sunday if you still want to check it out. Back over to you.
Forgive me, are you auditioning for something? What are you dressed up in there, Alex? What is going on with that?
This is the Cyclops, right? Right, Juan? Okay, so this is Cyclops from X-Men.
You need the
this is Juan's. This is not.
You need the goggles, right, to finish it off.
I'm missing my beam blocker right here right now.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I like it. So, hey, Carlo, I heard you were a Jedi Knight one year.
I was, but I blew it. I actually had a red lightsaber, and I still haven't heard the end of it because that's, of course, Sith, and I'm getting deep in the geekiness here. So, you go have more fun there. I'm jealous. That first-time experience is something to cherish.
Oh, yeah, I'm really enjoying it, Carlo. You're definitely a blue lightsaber type of guy.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Our Alex Cheney at Comic-Con.
Yes, I remember we were out there together that year. Yeah, you've not lived that down. That was like 15 years
ago.
It was a long time ago.
I got to get down there again.
I know,
and there are, of course, hundreds more events happening across the next 3 days of Comic-Con.
So much excitement. Here's a look at a few of those events happening tomorrow. The creators and cast of Phineas and Ferb, I know, they're going to be reuniting at Comic-Con for the first time in a decade. That's at 11 a.m. Then at 1 o'clock, a panel featuring the cast and producers behind Rick and Morty. At 3:15, a look at Lilo and Stitch, featuring the original voice of Stitch, the child star playing Lilo in the new live-action film, and so much more. King of the Hill has new episodes out 15 years after their last one. So hear about this return at 4 p.m. And finally, Dexter Resurrection. Meet the stars and producers behind this revival at 5. And that's just for tomorrow.
It is. Our producer, Brian Kugler, in there, I always bug him about Rick and Morty and Phineas and Ferb.
Yes.
There's several of us in there. I'm jealous I can't can't be there. I really am, truly.
Maybe next year take a vacation.
Sad. All right, or bump off, Alex and Jenny Day. No, I want to go down.
Oh, right. Yes, report live.
We're going down next year.
Okay. All right, it's
we'll
the deal.
That.
If you don't have a badge to enter the convention itself, you can still get in on some of the action.
There's so much happening outside of the convention that you can go downtown and enjoy for free. From an interactive zone at Petco Park to a pirate party on the green hosted by Adult Swim, there's a super spread of free fan fun, including several pop-up experiences like the Pac-Man Cafe, serving up nostalgia along with themed eats and drinks and free arcade play.
Waka, waka, waka.
So it's Pac-Man's 45th anniversary, so we have some special products to celebrate. We have collectible plush, accessories, apparel, so lots of things to check out here.
Really, this is just a taste of all the free fun around the convention center. We have a full list of what is available and what you can expect at each experience on our website, CBS8.com. Just click on this story. A reminder, too, Harbor Drive between First Avenue and Park Boulevard will be closed to all traffic, including cars, scooters, and skateboards between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. through Saturday. The road will be closed until 8 p.m. on Sunday.
And remember, inside, outside, and around San Diego, CBS 8 has you covered on all things Comic-Con. We have the latest news and convention information on our website, CBS8.com, on our social media platforms, and on our streaming channel, CBS 8 Plus.
It's so much fun. All right, a record-breaking year for San Diego Pride.
That's still ahead. Plus, a new report claims fire crews were elsewhere when the Eaton fire tore through Altadena in January. Why one LA County leader is pushing back against that investigation.
And later, the tributes pouring in tonight for wrestling icon Hulk Hogan, who died today. We take a look back at the legacy he leaves behind.
If you are going to head out to Comic-Con and enjoy the fun downtown, well, keep in mind that 70s will be for your daytime highs into the afternoon hours. And then we also have that marine layer that's going to start off the morning. We'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast coming up.